Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Max from Beyond Mystic. You're watching Beyond Critical. Today, we're going to be talking all about the United States-Iran bombing. We're going to be talking about a shooting that happened in Austin, Texas, and we're going to be talking about Carney's visit in India. We have a big stream today. Lots that happened over the weekend. Very, very big show. Let me know in the chat how you guys are doing. How was your weekend? It was pretty eventful. Before we dive into it, make sure that you're subscribed to Beyond Mystic on YouTube and to Beyond Mystic on Rumble as well. We post great videos every single day. You don't want to miss a beat. But we're going to get into it. So the United States early Saturday bombed Iran. So overnight on Saturday, bombed Iran with Israel in an extremely strategic operation. Two carriers parked in two different coasts. So we have one here on the coast of Oman, and then this one, the Ford on the coast of Israel. Both of them parked with their fleets of multiple ships, the armada of ships, as they call it, on both different coasts of U.S. allies. Reportedly, this is how it went. So they sent drones over. They were able to replicate some of the drones that Iran uses. Sorry, the Shahed 136. They sent a bunch of them as decoys. Essentially, what that does is one shows up on the radar of the anti-aircraft units or the anti-aircraft defenses. In Iran. So it blurs the radars with a bunch of different dots, I guess, like you see in the movie, the green radars, and there's a bunch of dots because all the drones are coming. And what that does is, one, blur the radar, but two, force them to react. So they essentially use them as a bait. Now, what Iran had to do is activate their air defenses to shoot down those drones because they thought it was fighter jets. They thought it was F-16s or F-18s that were swarming and coming into Iran. So by shooting down those drones, they essentially turned their radars on, which then allowed the F-35s and the F-22s of the United States to come and shoot down those air defenses. This is reportedly how it went. And then we had the United States that came in with the bombers, the B-2 Spirit bombers, which is this plane here. Very, very cool and very expensive bomber. This is basically undetectable. So if you have the F-35s and the F-22 Raptors that clear the path beforehand, this can pretty much just cruise by and drop bunker buster bombs. I think there was 2,000-pound bombs that they dropped. Apparently, they were following each other's because since the attack last summer, Iran had reinforced all their bunkers, reinforced the concrete to make it harder to penetrate. So what I've seen and heard was that two B-2s were following each other. The first one would drop a bunker buster that would blow up the doors of the bunker, blow up the concrete, the reinforcements, and then the second one would go deeper and then blow up bunkers from inside. So the United States focused on bunkers and on the military bases and on the nuclear projects. And Israel, during that time, focused more on residents of the supreme leader and government buildings. So they all attacked at the same time. All this, I think they hit 6, 7, 8 towns or cities at the same time. Okay. And how they did that was right after the drones, they had malware already preset by satellite. And reportedly what they did is activating that malware, blurred radars and blurred communications between each of the cities that they bombed. So they were all clueless. They were all in the dark. And next thing you know, bombs landed and everything exploded. So again, Israel attacked government buildings and the residence of the supreme leader, while the United States attacked the nuclear project and more military targets, military bases. We have this video from Fox News after Israel successfully took out or killed the supreme leader during the bombing.
So how did the U.S. do it? How did we strike at the very top of a...
I can't hear on my side. Let me know if you guys are able to
closed regime deep inside Iran.
The shot.
Well, the CIA had been tracking Ayatollah Khamenei for months.
Let me know in the
mapping
chat
his
if you can hear the
movements, his
video. I can't
security,
hear it on
his
my side
inner
here.
Circle. Intel picked up on a high-level meeting, top regime leaders, all in one place. That's when the strike was greenlit. And now the bigger question, what comes next? Right now, Israel is carrying out more strikes in Tehran. They are also right now striking Hezbollah targets across Lebanon. The IDF says Hezbollah is operating on behalf of the Iranian regime, but Iran is also hitting back. So how did the U.S. do it? How did we strike at the very top of a closed regime deep inside Iran? Well, the CIA had been tracking.
There you go. Perfect. So you guys can hear it. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, I just had some settings that were altered on my laptop, but I fixed them while we were watching. We're all good now. I can hear it. Glad you guys were able to hear it as well. So yeah, they took out the supreme leader in the operation. I've seen some shots. Are those manned or remote controls? I believe the drones are remote controlled, if that's what you're talking about, the decoy drones. I believe they were remote controlled from what I've seen in the reports. Again, it's hard to know what information is real or not when I'm doing research on this and when I'm trying to find information to tell you guys. I look for at least 3 or 4 different like sources that are saying the same thing, because if you go on X and you're looking at footage, you're going to see things that are just straight up not true. Iran started a propaganda. It didn't last very long, but they started posting videos of them apparently sinking one of the U.S. carriers. So you see the U.S. carrier on fire and it's sinking, but it's all absolutely fake. Same thing when like I saw a bomb hitting the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. That's fake. So you have to be careful when you're looking at the footage. A lot of them too come from video games. So games like Battlefield or Call of Duty with extremely realistic graphics. A lot of the videos when you're seeing planes dancing around in the sky and stuff like this often comes from a video game. So it's useful to check the comments of the posts when you see stuff like that to see if people are commenting and are confirming that it's from a game or if it's true. So yeah, they took out the leader, which mixed feelings about the leader's assassination. We have this post here as well. So after the leader was shot dead, Iran fired back. So they fired back at Israel and U.S. bases in the Middle East. They struck a few bases. They unfortunately were able to kill confirmed 3 U.S. soldiers in a drone attack, more than 20 injured. So this post here, like I just said, is kind of misleading. It's showing what the retaliation of Iran. So it says in the headline of the post that they attack or hit 14 countries. The thing is, like, they didn't shoot at France, they didn't shoot at Israel, and they didn't shoot at the UK. They shot missiles and drones at some of their bases in the Middle East. So it frames it as if they attacked France. They did not attack France. Same with Italy, same with the UK. And then you have here UAE and Dubai. This is the same country. So it's not really 14. It's like 8 to 11 that are confirmed. But Israel, Syria, Jordan, Iraq, Kuwait, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and then the UAE, those are all confirmed. They shot missiles at military bases and some civilian residents as well. So there are some civilian casualties in some of these countries. But I think 90% of their missiles, their retaliations, were blocked and shot down by the United States defense or the Israeli defense. So yeah, this text here, this is largely accurate, though. Oil is up 13% in one day to $80 a barrel. We have gold surging past $5,300 an ounce. This seems to be legit. Multiple sources are confirming this. And then we have Strait of Hormuz disrupted. 20% of the oil flows through this. So this kind of ties back to the oil is up. That strait they're talking about is just this choke point right here between Dubai and Iran. All the oil from Qatar, from Saudi, all this oil comes from that checkpoint here to be exported to the rest of the world. So this being controlled by Iran, and Iran kind of stopped. This is how Iran could cause massive disruption, because if they block this choke point right here, oil is going to skyrocket in all the countries that are using Saudi and Qatar as like main oil suppliers. So it could damage the United States. They're using some of our oil in Canada as well, so they wouldn't be too affected by this, but some countries would take a massive hit. A flight suspended across the Gulf and 170 ballistic missiles fired in 24 hours. And then a rumor here that the Saudi prince asked the United States to start this war. Iran made sure everyone around him paid the price. This is not a regional conflict. This is the beginning of something much bigger. So let me know what you guys think is happening, if we're going into World War III, or what's up? What's up with this war? So I have some footage for you here of missiles hitting in, I believe this is Tel Aviv, Israel. So some strikes here, and then this is an image. So Iranian drone strikes U.S.-based ammunition warehouse in Iraq. However you guys want to pronounce it. I'm not too sure. I'm French, so sometimes my pronunciation is kind of all over the place with some of these countries in English. I have Crypto Blonde here saying they cannot give away their plans. That's obviously right. You know, they can't just openly go on the media and say what they're going to do and say what they're going to do next or what they did in the past. They don't want to reveal their plan. So that's why it's very hard to find actual information of how the attacks were done. We can only speculate. So again, what I'm saying right now is from what I got and what I gathered from research and rumors, but there's stuff that I'm for sure missing and stuff that is probably misleading, that meant to mislead us or meant to mislead Iran. Because the problem too, I said this in another live stream, I believe maybe last Wednesday or Thursday, what's available online for us is also available for Iran. So obviously they're not going to post their actual game plan online. I have Jen here saying I would have heard it better if you hadn't cut it off the part I was interested in. I believe I played the full video. If not, it's on. It's just a clip of Fox News explaining the death of the Supreme Leader. I thought I played it once fully and then played another 8 seconds after because I was working on my laptop. But my apologies if I cut it in the middle. But I believe I played the full thing. Maybe it stopped. I'm not sure. Thank you, Max. There's so much misinformation to go through. Absolutely. It's on X, like you'll have all the real stuff, but you also have all the misinformation because everyone with AI now is able to post pretty much everything. It's absolutely insane. I do not think we are going into World War III. I hope not, because I'm 20 years old, and if we're going into World War III, I'm probably going to be the one getting drafted at some point if Canada gets involved. No World War III, getting rid of the controllers and their system of portals. Fake war. I've seen this as well. Some influencers are talking that it's a fake war, another Epstein distraction, as we can see from Tucker here. Peace talks seem to look pretty good Friday night. I think it's fake. Yeah, I mean, this is what a lot of people are saying. It's either a distraction from the files or it's something they made a deal in private and then they're putting on these attacks to make it look like there's a war happening, but in reality, they agreed on something privately and they're just kind of firing planned attacks on each other. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how this develops. So in terms of reaction from the public, though, like leaders from around the world have mixed feelings about this. We have Putin, I saw in Russia, that said he does not support the actions of America. Same thing, obviously, with the Muslim countries around Iran that are obviously opposed to this. But and then in Iran itself, you have, again, mixed feelings. Some are celebrating because they're happy to be liberated from the Islamic regime. And then some people are very sad that the leader is dead. Same thing in the United States. I have a post from Nick Fuentes saying this is a war of aggression for Israel. Americans will die in terrorist attacks and in missile strikes so that Israel can expand its borders in every direction. Trump, Vance, and Rubio sold this out. So this is a pretty big feeling in the United States as well. They feel like Israel is forcing them into a costly and deadly war that doesn't really benefit the United States. And it's also specifically after Trump said that there was going to be no new wars during his term. I think right after he got elected and during his campaign, he was saying that he was going to end all wars and there was going to be no new wars during his term. And then look where we are now. They're not happy. And it's killing people in Pakistan as well. So those are 22 people that died in Pakistan by law enforcement after they were trying to storm the U.S. consulate. So those are people that were pissed off that the Supreme Leader was assassinated and essentially tried to storm the U.S. consulate, and some of them got killed. I believe 120 of them were injured or beaten up or something because it got pretty violent, and then 22 people passed away. This is critical as well for Trump's midterms. You look at the stats here. I got a poll from Reuters saying that only 1 in 4 almost Americans support Trump's attack on Iran. So 27% of all adults, 55% of Republicans, 7% Democrats, and then 19% of others. So the majority of people are either opposing or unsure of what to think about the attack. What do Americans think of Trump's use of military force? Again, 56% of adults are saying too much, 58% are saying about right, and then only 5% are saying that he did not use enough. So Trump's numbers seem to be down. His midterms seem to not be going extremely well. We'll see. This might play a part in what comes of that. We're going to move on here with the shooting that happened in Austin on Sunday. Before we dive into this, the beginner series, perfect for a person that wants to learn about the organites but wants a smaller, more portable option. 25% off during our aligned beginning sale. Use code BEGIN25 at checkout. So this is, again, coupon code BEGIN25, valid until March 7th, 2026. So while all this was happening, while the big bombs and the war was happening in Iran, there was a shooting, another mass shooting in Texas. So very early Sunday morning, we're talking about like 2-3 a.m. on Sunday morning. So Saturday night, Sunday morning, the people that were at the bar were shot. So 2 people died, 14 were injured. The shooter is a man from Senegal, and the police arrived on scene and shot him too, meaning the total death toll is 3 dead, including the shooter, plus 14 injuries. This guy had a hoodie that was saying "Property of Allah." Apparently also had a t-shirt under that hoodie with an Iranian flag on it and a Quran, so the Bible for Islam, in his car. Okay. So the FBI is treating this as a potential terrorist attack. Maybe it was a planned attack as well. That's the problem, is because, like, I don't know, it's a weird coincidence that there's a mass shooting and the guy has like all the signs that he is a Muslim. Like, where's property of Allah, has an Iranian shirt, and then has a copy of the Quran in the Bible in his car. I don't know. Again, prayers to the victims. We have posted, people are posting that, like, from the Google search result thing, when you can search the past history of the search results by countries, and apparently there was some search for his exact name, Ndiaga Diagne, in Israel on February 22nd. Those are hard to trust because, like, maybe it's a glitch. Like, there's one search, you know. It happens every time there's a shooting, though, which is the crazy part. But I wasn't able to find that statistic for myself, so I didn't include it in the live stream. But yeah, maybe it's a terrorist attack. Maybe it's a cover-up. Maybe it's a propaganda attack from Israel. Regardless, people died, and that's the part we have to remember. We have the Congressman Brandon Gill calling for a total stoppage of Islam migration. He says, how many Americans have to get Allahu Akbar before we realize Islam is a problem? That's the part we have to remember. People die. People died. We have Brian saying he did not start this war. It's been going on forever. That's true. The Islamic regime are barbaric, killing, raping, and torturing their own citizens. How could anyone support them? That's the same question I have. I'm in total support of getting rid of the Islamic regime in Iran. I don't trust or follow polls. That's a good thing. You should not trust polls, especially a lot of times they are paid for by individuals who happen to be the one in support or the favorite in the polls. We have John Dizzle saying you can only fool the people so many times, especially after Iraq and weapons of mass destruction. False flag. Yeah. So we have Carney as well that went to India while this was going on over the weekend. Same Carney thing. He was there on the premise to get a free trade agreement or like some sort of deal for renewable energy, as always. He met with this guy. He met with the Prime Minister Modi. That's what we would see. That's what we saw in the first picture. He met with the chairman of Tata Group, which is this guy here. Tata is the same as Brookfield in the sense it's an asset management company. They're bigger than Brookfield. They own about 100 companies, 150 companies, I believe, in India, and invested in real estate, renewable energy, technology, and AI, as it says here in Mark Carney's own posts. Then we have this. So usually when Carney goes to a country to meet with someone, there's some ties. Brookfield has either been there before or is involved at the current time. So I did some digging. I found 3 investments. So with the guy that we just saw, the chairman of Tata and Brookfield, all 3 of them, there was more than 3. There's about 5, but 3 of them are while Mark Carney was vice chairman at Brookfield. So we have this one. Brookfield may invest up to $700 million in Tata Power Renewable. So this is, again, October 6, 2020. Mark Carney joined Brookfield, I believe, on August 2020. So he made that deal with the chairman that we saw here. So they already dealt together in 2020. They dealt together as well in 2022. Tata Power Solar Commission as a landmark EPC project. Brookfield Renewable, India. So again, this was in June 2022, and we have this one from Reuters as well. Brookfield, Tata in talks to invest in India, Nexus Mall. This was in May 2023. So Brookfield and Tata already invested together. Now the question, as always, is will this company, Tata, or the companies that they're invested in together, will those be the ones getting contracts for whatever Mark Carney is dealing in India? If he's talking about renewable energy and they have some companies that are invested together, as we just saw, in renewable energy, will that company be the one getting whatever contract Mark Carney is going to give? Because if so, that counts as a conflict of interest. He's using his own, he's putting his pockets first instead of Canadians, and he's making deals that benefit him, his personal interests. So we'll see. We can't confirm for now. They haven't posted any sort of plan of attack or what's actually coming out of those meetings. But from now, this is the suspicious part. I mean, we have to do our due diligence and check where Brookfield has been when Mark Carney goes somewhere, because, like I said, usually Brookfield has been there a couple of years before. And in that case, they've been there 3 times. Mark Carney has dealt 3 times personally. We'll see what comes next. Separate video, though, we have this guy, the High Commissioner of India, basically saying we need 60 million more Indians in Canada. Let's take a look.
You have things which we need. We have things which you need. I mean, for example, simple examples. We have, you're a country of, you're the second largest country in the world with a 40 million population, 40 million population. You need at least about 100 million population. You need people to man many of your resources. We have the capacity, we have the intellect, we have the talent, we have the resources.
So saying that we need a country like Canada needs 100 million people, and then he's saying that we have the people. So what the High Commissioner of India is promising us 60 million Indians. Population of Canada is 40 million. If we get 60 million Indians, it would be a total replacement. It's obviously not going to happen. Yeah, we have Crypto Blonde saying this is crazy talk. We have Crypto Blonde saying, Max, you can bet they will get the contracts, and this is a conflict of interest. I believe so. Look up Tata TI Business with GB, who came out on top. I'm going to have a look at that as well to see what comes out of this. Mark Carney, man, he's always doing stuff for Brookfield. He signed an agreement too. I saw some posts. I wasn't able to get much details, but apparently with 13 universities, he's going to be fast-tracking more Indian students. So we're not quite done with them yet. We're going to receive more. It's going to get worse before it gets better. We're going to receive more than what leaves, probably. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Big show. I mean, big news. The war pretty much took the whole news cycle. Make sure that you're subscribed to Beyond Mystic on YouTube and on Rumble. And make sure to tune in for Beyond the News tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the Access Pass members. Again, Beyond Mystic with Jean-Claude and Janine tonight at 8 p.m. My name is Max from Beyond Critical. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on Wednesday afternoon. I'll see you Wednesday at 1 p.m. Thanks, you guys, for tuning in. Bye-bye.